Hi Collective, it's Paris back with another reading today. When I did my meditation, I seen the Ten of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Eight of Swords. But when I seen the Eight of Swords, it was swords directly in another person's back. You could have been stabbed in the back recently. You could have gone into business with someone and it didn't work out. There could have been some sort of betrayal. Also seen the Death card. Dandelions came up. Fasting. I fasted half of the day today, and I do think that was divinely guided, because after I did it, even when I started eating, I just started crying. So you could be feeling very emotional right now. You could still be purging, utilizing that energy from the beginning of the month with that wolf full moon that we had. You could have done a lot of releasing rituals around that time. You could just be feeling a heavy release energy right now, being pushed to release, which can mean you're very emotional. You could also be having some ascension symptoms, lightheadedness, digestion issues, sleep issues, sensitivities to your environment, to different people. I know for me right now, it's really, really uncomfortable for me to engage in any conversation that is negative, or with any person that is negative, and I just feel like I'm going through just an energetic cleansing of sorts. You can be attracted and drawn to different things, different hobbies that you weren't before, picking up different things. My sage was also crackling when I was cleansing my energy right before this, which can mean, again, that release of a negative energy. So you could be in the process of releasing something, which can be very emotional. When I was in my meditation, I was hit with these feelings of doubt, which I don't feel like were mine, because I had a dance class that I went to before this, and I just felt great, very sure of myself, was being very kind to myself. So you could be feeling some feelings of doubt, or you could also have other people projecting their doubt onto you. Your doubt could be so crippling right now, it could be keeping you from doing what you want to do. But it's important to push through these feelings of doubt. Confirmations that this message is for you as far as numbers: 1111, 111, or any variation of ones, 222, 444, and 777. The movie Ponyo could be significant, specifically Sosuke. When I think about that movie and his need to protect Ponyo, to take on a very almost adult role, since his mom wasn't around, his dad wasn't around for majority of that movie, that can kind of resemble your childhood, that can hold a close place in your heart. You could have had to be the protector for your siblings. You could have had to be the protector of your family, even though you were a child, and it's not a child's job to protect anyone. It's a child's job to be protected. Yeah. Alright, we're going to get into the reading, guys. Sage is still burning, and I don't want it to burn out. It keeps burning holes in my blanket. Okay. We're just going to let it go, let it go. You need to let something go. Can't hold back anymore. Let it go, let it go. Close away and slam the door. I don't care. Look at the lyrics of that song. And also Elsa. When you think about Elsa's journey, another kind of chosen one journey. She didn't have either of her parents. Another person that was forced to grow up fast. You could really have that A deep connection with your inner child. And it can sometimes be very difficult for you to do the adult things because you've had to be an adult for your entire effing life. If that's the case for you, whenever you have time, you need to indulge your inner child. Watch kid movies, whatever you want to do that is going to connect you with your inner child, you need to do that. My highest self. Confirmation burp. Yeah, please go and play yourself something. Go to Lego World, go to the art museum, the children's museum, whatever you need to do, and do not concern yourself with what anybody thinks. 9 times out of 10, they're so wrapped up in themselves, they're not looking at you anyways, love. I know that has stopped me in the past from doing what I want to do, but you gotta do what you want to do. Go see that movie. I seen Zootopia recently. Excellent. Go see a movie. Go see that movie. It's very good. So I'm trying not to burn my entire mugwort because I just got it and it's already halfway gone. So, yeah. I ask for you to channel and talk to and through me. Allow me to give collective the best message possible. Allow me to help them in the best way possible. Or whoever needs to find this message to find this message in divine timing. Thank you, Spirit. It was hard for me to speak. I also had something happen yesterday where it was like, I was kind of scared for a minute. I'm a last check in my, worldly job. And it was like barbed wire was around my throat. It almost was like hard to breathe. You could be feeling very suffocated. Suffocated in a relationship, suffocated in a circumstance, suffocated in an environment. You could be feeling like you can't speak about certain things. You could be moving through a throat chakra block. Spirit, what does collective need to know? What does collective need to hear? King of Swords. King of Swords, and it came out in the reverse. And I'm led to read it in the reverse. We got King of Swords the other day. I'm going to use the book for a little clarifier because I'm not used to reading reversals. This man's personality is inclined to be strict to the point of cruelty. He does not appear to have any compassion. You could have had, this could have been some sort of just male figure in your life that was very hard on you. They were likely very hard on themselves as well. Because anytime that we're treated a particular way, it's always an inner reflection of that inner world. So it could feel very personal, but it was never very personal. But because it was being done to you, it was personal. That sort of dynamic. A lack of compassion. Could have been very cruel, very mean, very hostile, very calculated, very narcissistic, kind of sneaky, throw the rock and hide your hand sort of thing. This also could have been a sibling. You could have gotten in trouble for a lot of things that were not your fault. Spirit, what does collective need to know? What does collective need to hear? What does collective need to know? What does collective need to hear? This is a card that I had seen this card, but I thought it was the Wheel of Fortune when I seen it in my head the other day. But this is the Sun card. This could be some of the heavy energy that you're moving through. when your higher self, your spiritual team, is supporting you with the tools that you need to move through this energy. But what I'm guided to say as well, this masculine figure is going to be pissed, if they're not already pissed, about the fact that against their best efforts, you did not succumb to the circumstances that they helped create. And this is because you walk in that chosen one energy, that divinely guided energy. And one thing I say a lot and hear a lot is that chosen ones choose. It's important to always keep our ego in check. Everyone is chosen, but it's about who chooses to answer the call. It may take a couple lifetimes for other people to get to a specific point where they even realize that they have been chosen and that they can answer some sort of call. You can find it very hard to speak your mind, speak your truth, say what you want to say. Yeah, whatever blessing is coming in, and I said this the other day, keep it to yourself. Because sometimes when it comes to us wanting to go tell other people, ask yourself, why do I feel the need to tell other people? Because on some level, love, you may still be trying to prove that you're worthy, that you're not a failure, that you've made it. You don't need to prove anything to them. And let me explain something to you. If you do go and tell them, they're going to spend so much time, effort, and energy in trying to break you down or ruin the blessing that you have just been given, that you're going to be so distracted and in that energy, in that past energy, that it's going to kind of suck the joy out of what you just accomplished. And if they happen to find out about what you got going on, they may still just try to do this just because. And it's important that you, with him holding the sword, cut them off with impunity. We got the King of Wands here. You could be this King of Wands. This is fiery energy. You could be very passionate about what you believe in. I mean, completely opposite energy with the two of these. They don't hang around in the same circles. They don't mesh together. I mean, if you even think about the signs that they're in, air and fire, there's sort of a symbiotic relationship between the two of them. I believe that's the right word, right? Like when they're in balance, when they kind of feed off of each other. That's really deep when you think about it. You got to connect the dots, right? So whoever this masculine figure was, instead of taking out your flame, he was the oxygen that made it grow, right? And it may have been a suffocating situation, but you made it through it and you're on the other side. A lot of your creativity and your passion and your fire can come from a lot of the things that you have been through. You have to find purpose in your pain. Otherwise, you're forever going to be a victim. That's something I live by. This person may have been or created a huge wound for you, but you have to understand how integral they have been in your life path. They are the oxygen to this flame, to this fire energy. Sometimes with some of us, again, with that chosen one energy, when we go through hard things and we interact with people that treat us so bad, Instead of it turning us into monsters, this is what really makes a chosen one, is that you choose a higher vibration, you choose a higher life path, you choose a divine energy, you choose light over darkness. When we interact with people that damn near destroy us, instead of becoming like them, we make it our life's mission to become the opposite of who they are. And this is what you've done. This is who you are. I'm also drawn to the fact that he has a shield, right? And this other card with the King of Swords, I'll keep it in reverse, has that sword. You were always protected. The way that it went was the way that it was supposed to go. You were always protected. You were always shielded. It was never your battle to fight, but it was yours to win. And you won it by not becoming who they are, whoever this energy is. And again, there's no gender in tarot. So this could be a male or a female. This could be a man or a woman. And it could be a woman that just carries more of that masculine energy. Yeah. Something about yellow flowers. So I mentioned dandelions in the beginning, and there's some sort of like a yellow lilies, yellow daisies, joy, optimism energy with that yellow. There's also 3 cats at his feet. Spirit animals, you could have a deep connection with animals. Animals could very much like you. Yellow flowers, spiritual meaning, symbols of happiness, joy, and friendship. Essence of life, positivity, promising charm, and new beginnings. Yeah, I'm getting because you, especially with all that release energy, you may have just released this out of your energetic field. And again, sometimes when we release things, it's very subtle. You don't even notice until you have to deal with that energy again, and it doesn't hurt as much as it did the first time. Is an indication that you've released some of it, especially with this Sun card. This very joyful, happy, celebratory sort of energy. You could have moved or be releasing some of this energy, and it's opening you up to a deeper level of joy and satisfaction. Also with this yellow, I believe yellow is sacral energy. I always get the yellow of sacral. It's the yellow of sacral energy. I always get the colors mixed up. I'm experiencing a little resistance for some reason. I'm not gonna lie. Sacral chakra is orange. You could have a sacral chakra block. Sacral chakra is involved in your confidence, your creativity, especially, and that's drawing me back to when I said those feelings of doubt. Your sacral chakra could have been under attack in the past, and it may need some work. You may need to do some work on your sacral chakra. When I was looking it up, I almost clicked on sacral chakra affirmations. Look up sacral chakra affirmations. You need to do some energetic work on your sacral chakra. That's also where our sexual energy kind of manifests as well. do some sacral chakra work. I don't know why exactly that's coming up 100%, but it's also involved in balancing of emotions, creativity, pleasure, through practices like connecting with water, creative expression, the ways that you can heal it, through connecting with water, creative expression, yoga, meditation, affirmation, sound healing crystals, addressing suppressed feelings of guilt or shame, often linked to lower back pain or emotional instability. You could be feeling a lot of guilt or shame that you need to release. And if you don't release it, it could cause creative blocks. It can manifest itself as physical illness or creative blocks. That also connects me to the fasting that I've been really drawn to for myself, but you may need to do it as well. And it could be 24 hours, 48 hours. At the end of the month, I'm going to be doing a 72-hour one in preparation of something that I've signed up and decided to do, that I need my energy to be very clear for, and I need to listen to spirit. And I'm going to be meditating at least 4 times throughout the day during that period and while I'm doing that. But I feel like that's significant to share with you, that this may be a period that you need to fast, that you need to sacrifice, that you need to release something for this healing, for this release. Really, you need to release something in the physical. I want you to look up some documentaries on fasting, the spiritual aspect of fasting, fasting for enlightenment. Because it can really help when your body is not consuming anything and its energy, because digestion takes up the most of our energy. When it's not using our precious energy to digest food, it has no other option but to cleanse and purge our body, and we end up with this emotional release as well. So you may need to find the time and figure out, please use discretion. If you have any past with eating disorders or any particular health conditions, please consult your doctor. But if you are in a position where it's safe enough for you to fast, I would recommend doing, like I said, I did accidentally like a 12-hour fast today. You can do a 24-hour fast, but you need a period of, and during that period of time, do not really interact or engage with anybody. Really sit and settle with yourself and meditate, journal. Do not turn on anything negative, not anything that's not going to feed your mind or your spirit. I highly recommend that you do that you do something for a release around that sacral chakra energy, around this feeling of guilt and shame. We got the 5 of Swords. 5 is that balance and harmony number. So your adult self, right, is holding on to a lot of repressed emotions. You may have released some things, you may be releasing some things, but you are still holding on to a lot of things, right? And you're pleading to spirit. You could be pleading to spirit. You could be in this kind of pleading energy in general, begging for something to be released. But you have to realize there is nothing outside of yourself that can help you release this. You have to turn inwards in order to release this. Your inner child has full belief in you. He or she is waiting for you to drop and release whatever this is. Drop and release the guilt and shame. And even with this little boy, again, with what I said earlier about being kind of in this adult energy as a child and having to tend to the adults in your life, almost, I get this emotional comfort energy. He's a child, but he has to comfort this adult sort of energy. And so now you don't know how to comfort yourself. I'm getting that your inner child bared the burden so that you didn't have to. Your inner child bared the burden so that you didn't have to. Your inner child is asking you to release it. It wasn't fair. It wasn't right. But they carried it in the past so that you wouldn't have to carry it in the future. It's crazy because I was getting this energy or like this thought earlier of making a post on my TikTok about how long are we going to blame mommy and daddy for our problems and for our issues. And then I also have been like deeply into like the epigenetic aspect of passing down trauma, how we get passed down trauma through our mother's womb. And while we're in our mother's womb, we also get our grandmother's trauma and our great-grandmother's trauma and our great-great-grandmother's trauma, and the line of it kind of goes on. And then I seen a video today that was around that as well while I was researching fasting. Not so ironically, and so before we even get here, we experience, trauma within the womb. But what you have to choose, again, like if you're going to step into that energy of being a chosen one, because a lot of the time we're also the curse breaker, if you will, of our family, the chain breaker, if you will, of our family. Like, this is not a path that, this is not a path that you kind of get to dilly and dally with, that you get to pick and choose what you want to heal and what you want to release. No, if to whom much is given, much is required. And please understand, when I say this, I'm not offering you tough love, but I'm telling you what it really is. I'm telling that if you really want the life that is meant for you and to be able to maintain it and grow it and sustain it, you have no choice but to let it go. Spirit, what does collective need to know? What does collective need to hear? Four of Wands. You have some blocks around your heart chakra, love. You have some blocks around your heart chakra. You could feel unsafe in close relationships because of this original masculine energy, because of this King of Swords energy that is kind of a large part of some of this ongoing energy in this card. Whoever it was had a big impact. But I'm hearing only if you continue to allow it, only if you allow it. Only if you allow it. We got the Four of Wands. Yeah, you could be feeling like you've been in this waiting period for a long time. And like I said, I send you all the love in the world. Give yourself a break from the readings if you need to. If you're tired of hearing that, you feel like you need there's more things that you need to release, and you feel like you've released a lot. Sometimes the more that you fixate on it, the more that you beg for it. Again, with this on his knees energy, the more that you beg for this release, the further away from you it gets. You have to be still. You can't force yourself to heal quick. You can't force yourself to release it quickly. But you can support yourself in this process. You can work with your inner child. You can tend to your inner child. One release ritual on a full moon is not going to do it. And healing is a journey, and as long as you treat it like it's a destination, you're not going to be satisfied. You got the Knight of Wands. You got to be your own savior in this life. This feels like a tougher love reading, but I feel like I gotta be honest with you. No one's coming to save you. Only you can do that. This is something I told my mother, and I've told myself many times when I was like in the earlier stages of like certain things that I was working through healing, especially around the heart chakra, is that it doesn't matter how many times someone tells you that they love you. If you do not love yourself, it does not matter. It does not matter how many times someone tells you that you're beautiful. If you don't believe that yourself, it does not matter. There is nothing that anyone can give you or can do for you that is going to make you feel whole or is going to make you feel healed. You are setting yourself up to be in a perpetual state of disappointment for the rest of your life if you do not figure out how to give yourself the very things that you are expecting other people to give you. I can tell you're very passionate. It's a lot of fire energy here, and I just feel very, I don't know, just like a more intense energy today than usual. Done a lot of work. It's just a few more things that you gotta take care of, love. Again, though, not take care of, but allow just to flow. Just allow it to flow. You may be fixating, like I said, a little too much on what exactly you need to fix and what you need to heal. Bring fun into it. So entertain that inner child. Paint, finger paint, draw. Healing doesn't have to be journaling for hours and hours and hours and burning rituals and cutting cord ceremonies and all of these different sorts of things. You might need to switch your methodology to something more fun, to something a little softer. You've had enough hardness in your life. Spirit, what is collective need to know? What is collective need to hear? Self-awareness is key. Take time to go within and spend time with your soul. Go for a walk in nature and ground yourself. Meditate and listen to your favorite music. Whatever you enjoy most, do that today. That is the energy. That is the energy. You need to relax. It's almost like you're punishing yourself through healing. You're using the healing as a punishment. Thinking about it too much. It's still too much ego involved in it. You are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may realize. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will be answered soon. Just hold on a little while longer. Yeah. You got it. I'm sending you all the love in the world. I'm sending you strength right now. I'm sending you positive energy. I'm sending you peace. I'm sending you protection. I'm sending you love in the form of self-love. There is nothing you need to beg for. No. You don't deserve that. I send you off with love. All the love in the world. Guys, have a good night.